Well, the one-sided contests in this series continued with the first T20 tonight here in Wellington. It was New Zealand this time though, 219 on the board, and India 81 runs short. They could not match it with New Zealand tonight, and it was all about the top three: Tim Seifert, Colin Munro, Kane Williamson. When those three get going, they can put runs on the board, and it was just the pressure that they exposed on the Indian bowlers and that the Indian batsmen just could not get to. I'll expect some changes when it comes to looking forward to the second T20 International, particularly in the Indian bowling lineup. Maybe Mohammad Siraj, maybe Siddharth Kaul gets a run. I think definitely Kuldeep Yadav gets a run, because the two best performers tonight were generally the spinners. Yuzvendra Chahal definitely was one of the pick of the bowlers, and I thought Krunal Pandya for 3 overs bowled really tidily. Just that last over, he was got a hold of a little bit, and that cost his figures a touch towards the end. But the seamers weren't quite up to it, so maybe some changes in the seam department for India moving forward to Auckland in a couple of days' time. The new guys for New Zealand, Tim Seifert back in the side. What a great performance for him tonight. Also with the gloves, I thought he was outstanding with the gloves tonight. Scotty Kugelheim had another good performance with the bat towards the back end. Bowling, well, a little bit off tonight for him. Daryl Mitchell had a good outing, but the fielding was outstanding, I think, for the most part from a New Zealand point of view. They'll be very, very happy. They know these conditions well. It was a little bit cold tonight. Maybe that's what disappointed and the Indians a little bit. Maybe they just felt it was only about 8 or 10 degrees, I think, by the time the end of the night came, and it's a little bit miserable. But they'll get finer conditions, I'm sure, at Eden Park in Auckland. Expect a couple of changes, as I said, from an Indian point of view. MS Dhoni was one of the few shining lights, to be honest, as far as India were concerned with the bat. They didn't get a lot out of Rohit Sharma at all at the top, a little bit out of Shikhar Dhawan, but what you have to do when you're chasing big totals is get runs from 1, 2 and 3. India didn't get that, so don't worry too much about the back end of the innings. Those guys at 5, 6, 7 and 8, they had too much work to do. So onwards and upwards, India will put it behind them. New Zealand will be happy. They'll go to Auckland with a 1-0 lead.